them in, right? And we also know their locations. We know this IBM office is in Calcutta, this one is in Bangalore, this one is in this thing. So just like the advertisers were telling the internet guys, okay, when a person of this profile in this location comes, slap my ad, we can go to them with the same proposition, saying that I can take your message to the profile of people you want to in the locations that you want to. Okay? But that's where the similarity ends and the difference starts. Internet is real-time. Internet is interactive. We are neither real-time nor are we interactive. Right? And to what you said is really what the future is. That how do we becoming real-time is no issue. You take bandwidth, you plug it in, you're real-time. The challenge is how do you make it interactive? And now with the proliferation of smartphones, you don't necessarily need an app. You can have an app and communicate, but through some of the access channels like local Wi-Fi or NFC or Bluetooth coming, you could have a set-top box which kind of does a two-way this thing between what you are interacting with the screen, with that box and the screen. So we are actually working on developing or getting that developed so that you can make it interactive, and that's what leads it to the internet. Does that answer?
To change gears a bit, we will go back to the business questions, but want to go to your personal life in general as such. I think you sport more black hair than me.
I'm younger than you.
Okay. And keep good health. What's the secret? Like how do you maintain the work-life balance in spite of the tough work pressures in the startup?
So honestly, I don't have tough work pressure. I take I think life as it comes. And I don't do anything extraordinary. In my day-to-day, I just manage. I obviously, I relax quite a bit. I read, I write, I kind of do my exercises. I play pranks. So I think I don't take too much of pressure. Obviously, there are days when we do, and but yeah, I think.
Good to know that you're able to do that, and I think that indicates a good leadership team with you, I think.
Yes, we've been very lucky to have, as I said, most of our team is very, very dedicated, and it's really a privilege for me to, and I see these guys and I get inspired to work harder because they work harder than me. Some of them are exceptional. I have no qualms in saying that probably their contribution to live media is more than my contribution. So, I would chair them any day.
Yeah, I think we got a glimpse of your hobbies. You broke into a ghazal suddenly. Talk a bit more on that. What are your hobbies, and what do you do to keep?
So I read a fair bit. I spend a lot of my time on that. I write. I have just completed the manuscript for my first book. So hopefully one day I'll publish it. And I don't go out as much, but I used to trek a lot earlier. I come from Kashmir actually. That's my native place. So from the hills. So used to kind of I love going back there to trek. And I have children, so I love playing with them and playing some practical jokes with them. So I love pranking around. Nothing unusual.
You mentioned the book. Can you elaborate a bit more? What kind of book are you writing?
So it's I have called it so far Journey Through People. So it's anecdotal. So I've been really lucky in my career to come across some exceptional people, right? Starting when I was in college, I used to kind of meet a hawker from whom we used to buy our fruit and eat it. What he taught me to my meeting with Mr. Tata and meeting with the British Prime Minister, to anecdote I had with a girl who called me on the call center, trying to sell something, and I played some pranks with her. So, so all these people have all these kind of interactions, or many of them have left me with a learning. So what I've tried to do is capture that story, of the whole interaction, and then come out with a learning. So the book is very staccato in the sense it's not a running kind of a thing. It's built around each of these experiences, but it strings it through because it starts from my earliest days and to now. So a lot of people think that it's autobiographical, but it's not really autobiographical. The sequence is timed like that, but it's these anecdotes that.
Yeah, interesting. Let's go back to business, and I think we will open it up for the question answers from the audience. But before that, business having 5,000 screens across India, right? And many cities, I believe, like managing that entire operations day in and day out. How do you? What are the tricks you use there?
So it's a tough this thing. You see, we have our own offices in 3 places: Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, and we have home offices in another 10 locations, 8 or 10 locations, where we have 1 or 2 or 3 people, but they operate out of their homes. It's a small operations team. But so in these places, our team is there to kind of look after the network. But as I mentioned, that we probably in 100 cities or so. So what we do there is, in these cities, we don't go on an individual basis, right? We go along with the corporates that we have tied up with. For example, we've tied up with McDonald's in North and East. So wherever McDonald's opens, we are there. And in many cases, we ride on their operations or their logistics arrangement. Because when it's a corporate, we know that our screens or the operations of them form a part of their standard operation procedure. So that it's then those people who look after it. So that makes our job fairly easy. And once in a while, we have audits and we have things like that to make sure that everything is going fine.
Yeah, so we'll go back to the audience. Any questions you have, feel free to. So we have a gentleman on the left.
Yeah, like today when you go to McDonald's, like you're a startup, and you go to McDonald's, so what will be your first line to sell the TV, the advertisement? Because they are your publishers, and you're advertiser also. So how to convince the publishers to put the TV there at the today's market?
Sure. So, so let's take different segments. Let's take hospitality, since you mentioned McDonald's, right? Now, when you go to a restaurant, I believe there are 3 things you go for. Right? First is obviously the food. Second is the ambience around that. How nice does it make you feel? Good or not? And third is entertainment. Does it kind of make you feel good over there or not? Is there something to? So we fit into that entertainment part, one, and we also kind of enhance the ambience by bringing some colorful feast there, right? So our value proposition to let's say a restaurant would be that anyway they would need to have a TV because it's a part of the furniture now that they need to have a TV. So if they have their own, they have to spend on it to buy it. Then they have to maintain it for next 2-3 years. After 2-3 years, they have to replace it. They also have to take licenses like PPL and IPRSL, because if you are playing music there, then you need all these things. And finally, what plays on the TV, the owners have, or the restaurant have no control over it. What the waiters would like to see is what will play there. So it could be in absolute clash of the environment or the ambience that